everyone, and I haven't done one of these videos in a while. We are just going to go around Valedale and talk. I haven't done one of these videos in a very long time, but I figured we would talk about where I think Star Stable is heading, given the fact I've been playing since November of 2012. So I kind of wanted to give my thoughts and kind of give you updates of where my life is and just basically talk. So let's go ahead, get started. Alright, so to kind of give you an intro of who I am, I am Ivy Rainpaw. I'm an adult player. I'm turning 30 in October. Yee! I know I probably don't sound like I'm 30. Or if you've seen random pictures of me on the internet, that magically float around sometimes. I do not look 30 either. But that's kind of like a blessing and a curse in itself. But I have been playing since November of 2012. So I've seen this game go from go through all its changes. I started playing, I think, yeah, it was the November before I graduated in June. So, because I graduated June of 2013. God, I feel old. But anyway, I've seen Star Stable go for many changes, and honestly, I've been pretty okay with the changes up until recently. Normally when we had changes done in the past, Star Stable's always given us a heads up, or at least something of a heads up. I was kind of very shocked that they took Cloud Kingdom and didn't really give us any warning. The least that they could have done is the year prior and say, hey, this is kind of going to be our last year. But nothing was said. So that was very disappointing for me to see from Star Stable. However, they did confirm Galloper's Keep and Winter Village is safe. Phew. We can I'll just take a huge breath there, because they did confirm that in one of their posts, comments on Instagram, and I saw that. I was like, okay, I'm not so mad about that. But I mean, granted, I understand the Cloud Kingdom does have not new graphics, not old graphics. I would say kinda in the middle. I mean, it's kind of a sucky situation. At least with the disco, they warned us a couple weeks ahead of. I think that they at least warned us 2 weeks ahead of time. I'd have to go back and look, honestly. But at least they did give us some sort of warning, which was very nice. I don't understand why we didn't get the same warning for the Cloud Kingdom, but it is what it is. And my partner, who I do talk about on here sometimes, he made a very good point. In other games, I think he said Mario and Kingdom Hearts, they also have places called the Cloud Kingdom. So could it be that they need to change it in fear of potentially being sued? I don't know. These are all just theories that I have going on in my head right now of what could be the reasoning for Star Stable taking away Cloud Kingdom. But also they said that they have a lot of technical challenges. I assume it's because of the old graphics, and I kind of vaguely remember last year when the Cloud Kingdom came, there were a lot of issues with it, or at least a lot of bugs, lots of glitches. I'm not entirely sure of what happened, because my memory kind of fails me. I have ADHD, so if you're wondering why I say a lot, it's because I know what I'm going to say, but the brain just doesn't want to bring it out to my mouth. So if I say a lot, it's not really intentional. It's something I can't help. Anyway, so it's a little bit awkward of how everything happened. I mean, personally speaking, I definitely think that maybe Star Stable should redo it, because there was not a lot to do in the Cloud Kingdom to begin with, aside from look for horseshoes, find different items. And last year, with obviously the color, like bringing back the color issue, was quite a big feat and task for everybody. Especially for those who are colorblind. My partner is colorblind, so he wouldn't have been able to play it. Or maybe he would have. I have no idea. He doesn't play Star Stable, so I really couldn't ask him because he doesn't obviously play it. Anyway, so it's kind of a weird situation. And then going off Cloud Kingdom, I'm still really angry about how they did Western Camp so dirty. In real life, I do ride horses. I'm currently on a break from that right now, for reasons I'm not going to get into, because that's a whole different video and a whole different topic of conversation. But anyway, and Western is the discipline that I am. Well, it's the discipline that I really love and I've chosen for myself. I've ridden English too before for about 4 years, but Western is my mainstay that I stick with. So I look forward to the Western event every year, and this year was just a letdown because every event so far in the history of my memory has been 4 weeks. It's always been 4 weeks. It should stay 4 weeks. I think we were absolutely robbed of the fact that we only got to play it for 3 weeks. I know I had to run around like a maniac a little bit. Thank God I did save from last year some of the items and gold and tokens, because if I didn't, I would have been a little bit screwed. And I know a lot of players got screwed, and if you did get screwed, especially if you aren't like a really active player, even though it's not my doing, I apologize for that, because that just stinks. It's a really, really sucky way of an event going off. And because Western Camp, aside from Halloween, Western Camp is my favorite event. And don't get me wrong, the wolves were, like, toning down how many wolves there are was definitely an improvement. That was great. I think that was definitely something that was needed. Definitely, like, we have, like, little hideout spots. So, it's just a really odd situation. I'd really hope that Star Stable in their next blog post will kind of explain themselves a little bit, because I think we're entitled to it. Like, why was the reason that Western Camp was cut so short? Why was Cloud Kingdom not going to be released? What were the actual technical issues? If that is what it is, just be upfront and honest with us. I think that's the biggest thing. For me personally, is just honesty. And don't get me wrong, I'll still buy star coins. After I do these videos, I'm actually going to be buying star coins. Because I don't mind putting my money into this. Because what you gotta understand, I used to play the Starshine Legacy games and the autumn, the seasonal rider games, like Autumn Riders, Winter Riders, Spring Riders, etc. I got all those games through an exclusive book subscription called Pony Club. So I would wait every month for these boxes of like free stuff that we would get, and these games came in those boxes. So I would be so excited to receive them. So every month I would look forward to these Pony Club boxes, and these games were in them. These games came around a time where I was, I believe, in transit. It was late elementary, early middle school, I want to say. I don't have the dates in my head exact, but that's when these games came out, and that's when I had my Pony Club subscription. So these games would come in, and they were such a treasure for me, because I was actually really bullied as a kid, badly bullied as a kid, and these games were the highlight of my life, man, let me tell you. So when I heard in, like, I think it was like 2011, I heard that these games are offshooting to a online game, like, dream come true, hello. So it was a really, really big deal for me. Um, it's just, so when I see where Star Stable is now, it makes me emotional. It does. Because I would have never dreamed that a game that I fell so in love with as a kid would be so successful while I'm an adult. Um, Sounds corny. I'm sure it does. But it's the honest truth. Um, you can laugh about it all you want, or not. I don't know. But that's honestly my truth in the situation. So I want to see this game succeed as much as possible, but I think Star Stable has got to be even more transparent with all of us, and not just like on one platform. Like there should be like it should be posted on multiple platforms. I think it's like for like news posts. I don't know if Twitter or X it's now called does Star Stable post anymore, but I know Facebook does, I know Instagram does, I know the Star Stable Discord does. But I think we just got Star Stable's got to be a little bit more transparent. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, they've been doing great. One of the things that's talked about that's kind of in rumors, if you might want to skip this if you don't want to hear spoilers. But I heard of like a season pass, which I think would be great. I don't think though it's going to be how it is like with Overwatch or any other games. I think it's going to be probably free to lifetime players, because people have been asking like for more things for lifetime. So I think that's what it's going to be. And I'm already a lifetime player, so I'm already covered there if that's the case. Granted, if there is a fee, which I really, really doubt there is, even if there is, I'd still pay it. As long as it's not like $100 or something, then. But obviously, I'd still get it. But I really don't, in my heart, I don't really believe that it is going to be something you have to pay for. You probably have to pay for lifetime, yeah. That I could see. But I mean, lifetime has so many benefits. Like, even if I'm gone, like, away for a week or two, those star coins add up, man. So I don't understand why more people don't get lifetime. When I got lifetime, it was December of 2012. And when I got it, it was $45. Now, I know, obviously, it costs a lot more, but the amount of money you save in the long run is excellent, in my opinion. I've only had to pay for double star coins, and that's about it, which is great. And I don't like spend all my double star coins in one sitting. I normally just wait and have just wait for horses to buy. Obviously, I have a video coming out how I save star coins in order to get like gear and stuff. Which that's gonna be next week's video. That's coming out next week. But yeah. I mean, it's just I really do think Star Stable just has to be a little bit more transparent. But I think the season pass will be great, especially if it's for lifetime. Then obviously there's obviously going to be a video on that for those wondering. And that's going to be fun to do. And now we're doing garden powder, so this is going to take a while, guys. Honestly, I just think that, again, Star Stable has to be more transparent, and I hope the Star Stable will give us more information on how Star Pass is going to work. Watch it be released on my vacation, because that's obviously my luck and how things go. But I am glad they did kind of move up the Western camp to May. I'm not happy about it being 3 weeks. I think that's very insulting. I hope next year we've learned our lesson and won't do that again to any event, let alone the Western camp, because it definitely deserves to be 4 weeks. But here's the thing, my whole channel is based on helping you guys. Now, I know for Western camp, well, if it's based on helping you guys, why didn't you make a daily location videos. Well, unfortunately, I'm an adult and I have real life things to handle, so that's why you guys didn't get that. Obviously, probably next year, or if case we have anything like that again, I'm gonna find some way to get it to you guys, whether it be for the community page. It just might not be through a video. It's just, what you gotta understand is, yes, this is a job for me, but unfortunately, because I'm an adult and I have things going on in real life, I can't sit at a computer 24/7 like most of you can. Um, but yeah, I mean, I try my best to help you guys out where I can. I know I can be a little bit scattered sometimes, which I'm sure this video is going to be very scattered. But unfortunately, that's what happens when you have ADHD and you choose to make videos. But I hope, especially for those of you that are new, thank you guys for subscribing to me, by the way. Whether you've just started here or started watching me and watching what I do, and in terms of videos, or you've been here for a very long time, I appreciate you guys more than you realize. I know I don't say it enough, but I really, really do appreciate you guys and all the support and love you guys do give to me, and it means a lot. It really does. Because never in my wildest dreams, if you like sat me down like in high school and told me, hey, you're going to be a Star Stable YouTuber, I would have probably laughed at you and thought you were nuts, because I had a completely different plan. And of course, that plan, it kind of worked out, but not really. But that's okay. That's life. That's the one thing I'll give some advice. If you make a plan, and normally, I don't know what type of schooling you guys get, but if you went to a public school system like I did, they say you have to stick to your goals. Well, unfortunately, life likes to throw you curveballs. So don't always be upset that if your goal or your dream does throw you a curveball. Because you'll get there. As long as you have the perseverance to do it, you'll get there. It's going to be a little bit different on probably the way you planned it, but you'll get there. But no, I enjoy what I do. But I will say this though. As of recently, I haven't been this highly involved in the community like I used to be. Like back when I started doing YouTube, I used to have events, man. I think there were a couple times where the events got so popular that I think the server crashed a couple times for one event, and I think that might have been the Gay Pride event in June. Many years back, before we even had like a Rainbow Festival. But yeah, man, it's just hard to really put it into words on how crazy my journey has been, and it has been crazy. But I'm not really as deeply involved with the community as I am now, and one of the biggest reasons is life. I live a life now where I'm basically on the point of like getting married. Even though it's not official yet, but we've been together as of July. It'll be like 5-6 years, and we have talked about that. Obviously, he does want me to keep continuing this as long as I can, and even if there comes a day where I can't make videos, he wants to hire, my partner, being very sweet, wants to hire someone for me to record the videos and for someone to just edit them for me. That's how supportive he is. So, it's just, my life has taken a more busy turn, especially because I do help out my partner with his pool team, and I'm there to support them on different nights that they play pool. We were supposed to go to Vegas in August, but we got, unfortunately, we lost that bid, which kind of stinks, but it kind of works out anyway, so I won't have to take like 3 different trips this year, which is nice. I do potentially have a trip coming in September, late September, early October, but that's going to be talked about for another time. Honestly, let me get to the root cause of why I'm just not as involved with the community anymore. And the community, you guys, some of you are just a little bit too much. And I don't mean to say this in a rude way, and it's maybe because I grew up in the 90s and the early 20s, so, and a little bit late in the 2010s. Um, so maybe I'm a little bit different. Maybe. Well, I know I'm different, but that's a whole conversation for another time. Um, it's just social media has gotten to the point where it's either really positive or really negative. And I've learned from my own sanity that it is better just to kind of stay out of, not stay out of it, but have a good balance of and knowing your boundaries. Like I make these videos, and I post a little bit on my Instagram, but I really don't go any more than that. And sometimes I'll share some of my personal stories on Instagram that normally have some sort of life lesson to it. If you guys want to see something like that on here, I guess I'll make a poll when I come back from vacation to see if you guys still want videos like this. Or comment below if you want videos like this of me just rambling and talking. Because that's basically what I'm doing. It's kind of exhausting to be on social media these days. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do. I love the community. I love those of you who support me. It's just there are people out there that I don't believe have the best intentions. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just talking about like the whole community as a whole right now. It's just I see the comments that are on Instagram. I see how people act on their stories, and it's just exhausting to read over and over again. So I've kind of had to limit my own boundaries of what I see on social media, what I post, and just in general, my whole online persona, if you will. I don't know if that's the right words. But I try to keep this channel as positive as possible, but being honest at the same time. I'm not gonna bash Star Stable and say they need to go away and need to do this. No, 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 no. That's not the way to do things. At least for me. Everyone's different, but at least that's not how I was raised either. And I think that has a very big factor to do with it. But I choose just not to get involved anymore, because it's exhausting. And my partner has even seen me to the point where I'm just like ready to collapse and just ready to be done. And even he's like agreed, like I need to step away. And hence why I'm taking a couple days out. That, and I have a family matter that I need to attend to the week prior to my family vacation. So that's another reason why this video is coming out on while I am gone. I'm happy where Star Stable is in the game. They haven't made the best decisions with the Western Camp and Cloud Kingdom. Hopefully they are willing to listen to us. And I'm sure they are. I'm sure they've realized by now that, okay, we kind of really messed up. And they have. But you can't expect a game to be perfect either. I know a lot more games that my partner plays, because he is a professional gamer, that fuck up a lot more than Star Stable does. So that's probably one of the reasons why I am very, like, pro Star Stable. If you want to put it that way. I mean, I think personally, for me, what percentage would I give? I would give like 80% supportive. The other 20%, I think things could change or like be removed or done better. Speaking of removing things, I know everyone's like kind of upset about like Gen 1 and Gen 2 horses being removed, and basically anything between that. This is stuff that I knew that was coming for a while now, and I know the same will happen with outfits, like the older outfits, to like make room for new stuff. Honestly, I'm okay with it. And the reason why I am okay with it, because I want to see Star Stable step up and be the best they can be, always. Um, and I basically have all the horses that I personally want. I mean, there was the English Thoroughbred, and I thought about getting like another Gen 1 English Thoroughbred, and I just decided not to, just because if it glitches out, then I've just wasted like 200 star coins, and they know they can't actually fix those horses going forward, which of course stinks, but that's kind of the hand that you're dealt. How games advance. Eventually, old things are going to disappear. Now, don't get me wrong, the old Star Stable is so nostalgic, but it reminds me so much of the old games, and where Star Stable is now, I really think they are making the right call. At least in my opinion. Someone else might feel a whole lot different about it. But personally, I am okay with Star Stable moving forward and doing things differently. However, I don't think the Western camp being 3 weeks instead of 4 is the differently we all want to take the road down, or go down that road, but I'm sure that they've listened and that will be different next year, or whatever they choose to do. I don't know how they're going to fix that. Obviously, I hope they make a blog post kind of explaining why, because they've done that before. And I kind of think that we kind of need an explanation when it comes to that. You know, it's really hard of a situation to really like pinpoint and take sides on for me, because I love Star Stable. I obviously won't stop playing. I don't plan on boycotting. No, I don't plan on leaving. No, I'm not going to start wars for the good of Star Stable, for the good of the future, because the future is great. Listen, if Star Stable wasn't doing good, we would not be getting like new stuff for like players who aren't even lifetime yet. So I know the game's growing, and everyone's like, "Oh, listen, if you're one of those people who want to send me like facts from somewhere, just don't. You're gonna get yourself. Your comment's gonna be deleted. You're gonna be blocked. I'm not into it. I'm here for a fun time and for however long I have on this earth. And if I want to play Star Stable, I want to play Star Stable, and I do. Not just because me making videos is a job, but the fact that I enjoy this game. But seriously, like, I've enjoyed so much like where this game is heading, and I know the future is bright. Of course you're going to run into some rocky points, but isn't that the same with life? You're gonna run into some rocky things. It can't be all rainbows. Oh, there's an oxymoron for you there. Rainbows, Cloud Kingdom, well. But anyway, life's not gonna be perfect, neither is any game. No game is like singularly perfect all the time. You're gonna run into rough patches. And unfortunately, right now, we're running into a really rough patch where things are changing and everything's just a little bit disorganized. I think if Star Stable, again, is more transparent with everybody, that we're going to be fine. But what's not going to be fine is everyone starting wars with each other and rumors and whatnot. Now, what I said back there about potentially Star Stable taking away the Cloud Kingdom because of potentially being sued, that's a theory, not a fact. Because I don't know if they're being sued or not, but my partner made a very good point, because there's Cloud Kingdom in other games. So I don't know what the story is with them taking away Cloud Kingdom, but I know it's definitely not worth starting wars over. I know that much. Nothing's really accomplished with that. And or at least never in my book the wars have been, or boycotts have ever really solved anything. Because Star Stable does listen. It's just some of the things that that we need do take time. One of the things that I should have explained this earlier, is that before I left high school, I did take a couple year courses in animation and game design. So when I took those courses, it really put a light on in my head of how crazy the gaming industry is and how technical it is. And keep in mind, when I did those classes, it was from 2011 to 2013. And games have advanced so much more now than they ever have. And it's going to be a continuous growing industry. So I can't even imagine what it's like now. But what I do know is anything that we want added into game takes time. And these changes take time. We might be waiting a full year for some of these changes. Because one of the things that did happen in the community was Star Stable accidentally said that the closet space change was coming in June. And obviously it's going to be coming in July. When I'm on vacation, probably. Of course. Of course it's going to come in June when I'm away from my computer. Well, I won't be completely away from my computer. I mean, I'll still be able to, like, get on Star Stable and play. It's just I won't really be recording. But I'll obviously be recording update videos and getting my reactions to stuff and whatnot. But I'm just not posting videos until I get back on the 15th. And videos might still not even go up till the 17th. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. But it's just, I wish more people understood, like, how complex the gaming industry is. Because I think if everyone understood, everyone would kind of just lay off of the drama that's being spewed constantly, which is a big reason why I'm just not involved with the community as I am anymore, because it's exhausting, you guys. It's absolutely exhausting. It's depressing. And I'm not really a depressed person. I don't get depressed, even though that, as some might say, it's an offshoot of ADHD. But I've never really been a depressed person. So that becomes a thing of, well, I've never really been depressed until I started social media as, I guess a gaming influencer is, I guess it's the right title. I have no idea. I barely know titles these days. All I know is that I do this for fun, and hopefully you guys love it and appreciate the work that I do. That's all I'm saying. But it is exhausting, you guys. And I have many people come to me. A lot of you guys have come to me and been like, oh, we want to be just like you. And I'm like, oh, please don't. Even though, don't get me wrong, if you really want this, I'll support you to the end. But it's exhausting, you guys. I don't really think any of us talk about how exhausting it is to do this day in and day out. Because pretty much for me, Wednesday is the main day I work on stuff, but I also work, I want to say, like 5 days out of the week. 5 days out of the week, like 4 or 5 days out of the week, depending what I have going on that week is when, and not even full days, like only like a couple hours out of those days are when I'm working on stuff for you guys. And that can range anywhere from an hour to like maybe 6 hours at most. It's a lot of work and it's exhausting emotionally, physically, and mentally. And I think our mental health, especially at whether you're a game designer or an influencer like me, it's just not talked about. And I don't think that that it shouldn't be like a private thing. I think we should talk about it, because it's just, especially where the Star Stables community is headed lately, I've just kind of decided to take a little bit of a back seat. And that's a personal choice on me. No one's doing this, it's the community as a whole. I'm a very positive person. I always like to look on the positive side of things. And that's just me personally. That's who I am. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Hopefully a long time. I'd like to be here as long as I can possible. And as long as there's internet and as long as there's Star Stable, I will probably keep doing this till the day I die. Hopefully, Star Stable lasts that long, which I think they will. It's the growing pains of change. Because if you've gone through growing pains, you know how crazy that is. But I've definitely been there, and change is definitely hard to accept too. I remember when Star Stable changed the Halloween event. Like, I used to love going around Jorvik and looking for ghosts, but they've obviously changed that now. And, well, you could still go around Jorvik looking for ghosts, but it's obviously much more different. Like, the original Halloween event, I do miss that. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. That was such a cool event. It was like kind of like you get to live like the Ghostbusters kind of. If you ever seen the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, watch the original one first, please. Like kind of that's kind of what it reminded me of when I was playing that event. Obviously disappointing that part of the event is gone, but it has gotten better. I do think we do need more Galloper's story though, especially with Star Stable removing Santa from the Winter Village. That was a very big shock. I remember though it sent shockwaves through the community. I remember that. But I think another part of it is we just got to be kinder to each other, you guys. I think we often forget that even though this is a company, there are people behind the screens. And of course, it's alright to make valid, to state how you feel and speak your truth. But I don't think it's okay to bully people. I definitely don't think it's okay to be obnoxiously rude. Because that doesn't help anybody. But, I mean, what can you do? I mean, this is just me rambling on, and hopefully you guys are still listening. But I mean, I will definitely continue making Star Stable videos as long as I can. I enjoy collecting horses. I don't mind spending money on this game because I only spend. All right, let me think about this for a second, because I normally buy at least anywhere from 5 to 6 rounds worth of double star coins a year. I really don't spend it on clothes unless I absolutely have to, or like gear. Like if I realize I'm missing something or I accidentally sold something and I need to get it back. Like for an outfit video or something. That's really the only time I spend star coins on like gear and stuff. The rest of it is pretty much just spent on horses, and I really don't spend that much anyway. I don't like make these 10,000k shopping videos because I think it's a little bit waste of star coins. I rather wait for the bazaar to come, as you guys saw in my recent video, and just buy horses that are discounted and just wait until they're discounted, pretty much. Or sometimes I'll buy them at full price, like if I decide like it's a holiday and I want to buy myself a horse, then I'll go ahead and do that. But otherwise, I like to take a back seat. I like to take a back seat and just like holding off on buying horses. Like if there's a new horse breed release, like for the these Andreas horses, I bought them all because I was so excited for them. They look so good. They're definitely probably my favorite horse in game right now, I would say, along with Shires. But I am smart enough just to save my star coins, buy the horses that I like, and then go from there as terms of when I decide to buy the other horses. Because I enjoy having all these horses as a collection, but I don't like to overspend, if you know what I'm saying. It's definitely seems like a waste just to buy them all at full price. But unless I really like them, like again, the Andreas, the Shires. Even though the Shires, I actually didn't buy one. One I decided to skip and wait out on. But with the Andreas, they had just such cool colors. I couldn't say no. I couldn't say, it was one of those funny moments where I'm like, I'm just not saying no, I'm just buying them all. And then we got this one. I hope we will actually get like more colors of these horses. I would love like a nice like solid black, like with red eyes, maybe for like Halloween, like as a Halloween horse. I think that would be really cool. Um, I do hope they'll be made into a Halloween horse for this year. Change is hard. What I'm trying to get at, change is really hard. But I mean, where Star Stable has gone so far, I mean, like Hallowoods. Hallowoods is fantastic now. At least in my opinion, I think it's fantastic. There's so much to do. Like I'm running around just having the blast time of my life, not a care in the world, and collecting light, which is great, which is something I do on my free time where I really don't want to train. And if I do want to train, and I just want to be lazy about it, I just come to Hollywoods and just do it this way. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, change is hard. It's a very hard thing to accept, especially when it's something that we've all been used to. And don't get me wrong, all the changes Star Stable's made, it's always taken me a minute. But one of the things I try to do, like especially if we're warned about it, is like make videos like you saw, like I did for the Fort Penta and for Hallowoods. I try to make like little beauty of like the old Hallowoods, so that way you can go back and watch it in case you are missing it. Because I think that's important too, to acknowledge the change, but also remember how it used to be. And don't get me wrong, like I said, change is very hard to accept, but I mean, where Star Stable's going now, I'm okay with it. I know that we're going to hit bumps in the road. That happens with any game, you guys. I hate to tell you this, you're gonna hit bumps in the road. Pokemon's definitely hit bumps in the road. That's one of the other games I play. I do tend to play the Pokemon series games quite a bit. And there's definitely been some bumps in the road with that. But we're not going to get into that. But it's something you guys got to realize. Not everything's going to be perfect all the time. Trust me, I wish it was. We'd have no drama. But that's just not the way life works. That's not the way games work either. But I'm definitely excited for the future. And that's pretty much all I think I have to say. And I think I'm going to end this video off. Because if I keep talking, I'm going to lose my voice and I'm not going to be able to record the other videos. And we don't want that. Alright, you guys. So that is it for this little TED Talk of a video. I hope I didn't bore you guys. And I hope you guys are definitely interested in seeing more of these videos. I would love to do more of these videos with you guys if you guys are interested. But yeah, that's pretty much it that I have to say for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy the content that I make for you guys. Obviously, being on vacation, I have no control over what's going on right now because, again, I'm on vacation. I have no idea what's going on. I'm pretty much kind of tuning out of everything, so I won't really see comments until I get back, or maybe I will. I have no idea of what I'll do yet, but I know I'm definitely taking a break from social media. That's pretty obvious. So, as always, you guys, remember to keep positive. Happy trails, everyone. I will see you in the next video.